have more control over their whole supply chain. They need to have more control over who is manufacturing their bags, who is coming up with the designs, and just have more of a transparency as well with their customers. Like, you know, at least Hermes will say it is made of this material. It is, you know, we used this technique to make the leather. But other brands will not do that. Like, they will not be as transparent. And that is why the customers don't think it's worth the money anymore, because they want to know, what are they paying for? Are they going to start making bags of higher quality? Sales have been dropping, so they have to do something to bring that client back in, right? And I think a lot of the main reason why people aren't shopping luxury anymore is it's too seasonal, and they're not well crafted pieces. You can get better things at Coach sometimes, which is insane. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would super appreciate it. I've made a video yesterday about Hermes products that are currently on the Australian website that I'm really tempted to buy, and I received a comment about those items on my video, and it really inspired me to make this video today. So thank you so much for commenting on my videos and inspiring me. It really helps out a lot. Villano says, I don't know if it's just me or others would agree. All this stuff are cute, but some of these items look like something you could buy from a stationery or craft shop. It's so crazy what luxury branding marketing can do to trick people into buying these products. But what do I know? I guess I'm not the target market for these companies. And Kim responded, that's a great point. And that's what we should think about before we make a purchase. Then Paper Mosh said, I would generally agree with you, but I would say, as much as I would like to hate on Hermes for their prices and gimmicks, they are really well made and well designed. I think a lot of Hermes things are effortlessly cool and chic in a way that you can't find in other places, like design-wise, proportions, finish. And I've tried looking for alternatives to match them. I'm not sure if I'd actually buy something, but I think I definitely would if it wasn't luxury. I wouldn't say the same for many other brands. Many are just the name and no substance. And I thought that was a very interesting view, because I was reading a Purse Bob article about Hermes, and it seems like more people are going to Hermes than other brands, and I'm trying to pinpoint what is the reason for that. And I wanted to talk about it today. Why is Hermes becoming the most popular brand compared to all the designer brands? Because apparently Hermes's revenue in the first half of 24 was 7.5 billion euros, up 15% at constant exchange rates compared to 2023. And then LVMH reported more disappointing revenue for this period, with results dragging in part with wine and spirits industry. The mega luxury conglomerate revenues declined 1% and profits dropped 14%. So why is it that Hermes is like still very successful during this time, and then brands like Gucci are not doing as well? Burberry, you know, even Celine, Louis Vuitton, they're all down. I'm sure Balenciaga is down as well. Why is it that Hermes is reigning supreme in this period? I wanted to talk about what draws me to Hermes, and then comparing it to other brands. I don't want this to come across as Hermes is the best and everything else sucks, but I would want to share my experience, because I found that with Hermes, their pieces really do last a long time. And if you look at vintage pieces, if you look at modern day pieces, the colors are amazing, the leathers are such high quality, and that's something that I haven't been able to find in other brands. Now, to be honest, a lot of my Hermes collection is pre-loved, and a lot of the pre-loved pieces I bought has still lasted such a great amount of time. My vintage Kelly from like the early 90s still looks stunning. Like, it's this beautiful saturated red color. The gold hardware is still intact. Like, what the hell, guys? Like, I'm telling you, if this was a modern day Louis Vuitton bag, it wouldn't age in such a beautiful way. Like, I have this, I mean, you can't compare coated canvas to leather, but this is my go-to key clay. And I've had this for a few years now. The stitching has popped. The gold hardware is all worn off. You know, it's not something that's going to last decades. And then modern day bags wear the same way. There's something wrong with the hardware. Sometimes the canvas is a bit wonky. You know, they have the problem of the bending of the canvas. Sometimes the canvas shrinks and it makes the pieces go bending. And I don't like that. Like, just little things like that. And a lot of people have reported that the Chanel leather is not as good anymore, peeling. You know, Tanner Leatherstein even did his review of a Chanel wallet, and he was not impressed with the leather quality. He said it felt like a basketball. And he has actually done a little test with the Calvi Kelvy card holder as well. And he said although it's overpriced for sure, the construction is very simple. It's like kind of like an origami shape. He said that the leather at least is high quality. And I've had this Kelvy for a few years now. I've been using it every day non-stop. And although it was like a few $100, I would say it's worth it. Like, overpriced, yes, but I'm using it every day. It feels special because it's luxury. It has the very tiniest Hermes logo inside, but it's lasted. It still looks amazing. I've got it submerged in water. It's still lasted. The leather looks incredible. It is like so much more longer lasting than that key clay, which was probably a similar price. So the pieces that Hermes design are very practical day-to-day pieces. Even I spoke about yesterday the Burn wallet, which is $5,000, which is an insane amount for a wallet. I don't know if I personally could ever spend $5,000 on a wallet, but my gosh, if you bought that wallet, it would be like the dream wallet to have, right? Like that beautiful blue Frida color, the gold hardware, which, you know, it wears well. The hardware on Hermes bags tends to wear well. You sometimes get the discoloration with the sticker and whatever, but Hermes can replace the hardware. It does get scratched up, I will say, but I will say that the hardware, because it's gold plated, it is more durable than Louis Vuitton hardware, and it's more durable than modern day Chanel hardware. So it's overpriced, yes, but they will last. They're things that you don't have to replace very often, and I like that. I think that in itself is very luxurious. And then comparing, I suppose, you know, Chanel CC studs to Hermes studs. I was looking on the, you know, different brand websites today, and I looked at the Chanel studs, and they say, you know, metal with diamante, gold toned. They don't go into much detail about the material. It's not high quality material, and I can tell you those little diamantes are just glued in. They'll fall out and they're not going to last. They're over $1,000 for the Chanel studs now. It's insane. You can get some studs at Hermes as well. Definitely not as Logomania, but I saw some gorgeous ones which had leather marquetry, some like gold foil detail, and they were gold plated. And they were cheaper than the Chanel ones, a little bit more low-key, but I do like how Hermes, they really embrace different artists as well. They always, you know, give credit to artists who help them illustrate their scarves, and that gives a little bit more exposure to, you know, people who aren't necessarily celebrities, because a lot of these other brands, they really push celebrities. You know, Louis Vuitton, you look at their shop, it's just big, you know, big names, big faces. You know, they hired Pharrell because, you know, yes, some would say he's an amazing artist and a designer, but it's also because he's a celebrity. Not many people would be able to talk about like the designers behind Hermes. They're not this like big name. And I just think that there's something about that is a little bit more special in a way. Hiring people with actual creative talent who are, you know, might be up and coming or something like that. And I really like how Hermes as well, with their shop windows, they hire local people to help create some sort of cool concept in their store. And that's why every Hermes window is quite different in every store, because they get like local artists to help out with it. It's just like little things like that I think set Hermes apart, and I think that's why they're doing really well, because people enjoy the quality and they also enjoy, I think it's a brand that, although it kind of has both things, it's like it can be logomania, it can be very flashy, but then there's also that low-key side to it, which I think a lot of really wealthy people prefer, because, you know, if you're walking in the city with a Bolide bag, less likely to get stolen than if you're walking around with a Birkin probably, or a Chanel Classic flap, or a Gucci bag. You know, something like this they might not think is designer, but then it's more, you know, you look at the leather, you look at that saturated color, the hardware, and, you know, this, you can't pinpoint what era it's from. You think, is it from modern day? Is it from 20 years ago? It's very timeless. So yes, I'm like kissing Hermes's butt, but I think it's worth it. Well, the prices are ridiculous, but you don't have to buy, they don't push you to buy things every season. You can just buy a few nice pieces and have them and enjoy them. It's not like Louis Vuitton where you have to buy every collection, you have to, you know, buy everything. It's a different mindset, which I think is a healthier mindset, actually. This little like love heart notebook, it's $3,000. Unless you were like somebody who loves writing notes, is this worth it? I don't see how this could be $3,000. But then if you think about that wallet was $5,000, so maybe, I guess, but yeah, the stuff like that, which I wouldn't find is worth the money. But then if I was somebody who wrote notes every day, that would be the bougiest notebook one could buy. So I get it. I get, like, Hermes are very perfectionist. They do everything really well. So I have trust in the brand. They're not somebody who doesn't care or just whips things out. It's okay to have crooked flaps in their stores. It's okay to have like glue residue all over the bags. It's okay to have a wonky zipper. They don't let those things slide, which I think is what keeps the integrity in the brand. If they don't let these like small defects happen, they just don't allow it, guys. Like, they will just not have something that is like that bad on their shop floor. There's so many bags that I walked into Chanel, and I just can't believe they would let that pass. Like, and it's said that, LVMH brands, they don't even do quality control anymore. Like, they just get the essays in the store to check. Hermes, like, they're so thorough with their quality control. I know people have had issues with their quality as well, and it's said that with modern day Hermes bags, they're not as good as they used to be. But from what I've experienced, they're really good, and everything I've had has worn really well, and I've had things that I've really thrashed. So comparing to other brands I've experienced, it is better. But let me know what you think. I think also it would not be worth it for a lot of people because it's just not their style. One could say Hermes is more boring, and a lot of people like the hype mentality of other brands. Like, they like it if Adidas collaborates with Gucci. Like, there's something very appealing about that, and that you won't see at Hermes. So, and with Chanel, it's much girlier. There's like little bows on everything, and it's just a little bit more, it's a different aesthetic. So I understand that too. Like, a little pearl bag could be $8,000. Yes, it's imitation pearls. Yes, it's not going to fit anything, but that might be worth it to you because it's so cute. It's like such a cute Chanel bag. But yes, would you buy it if it wasn't Chanel? Probably not. If you saw that in TK, like, I always think, if I saw this in TK Maxx, would I buy it at $50? So why am I okay to like buy it for $8,000? If I saw like this in TK Maxx, I would buy it. I'd be like, that is a cool closure. That is a cool color. That looks high quality. Yes, I will buy that for $50. Like, yeah, I would buy it if I saw it in TK Maxx. But I talk about TK Maxx because I went there the other day and I saw these Dior book tote bags, and they were $50. And I thought, even at $50, I still think that looks cheap. And if you look at the Dior book totes, allegedly they cost 58 euros to make. And I never thought those bags were worth it. I thought purely you would be buying that bag because it says Christian Dior on it. And now that, there's been that scandal, a lot of people they're not dumb anymore. They're like, yeah, it's definitely not worth it. They retail for like $5,200. That is insane. Like, especially the recent neon collection, which is absolute trash. The Miss Dior. I mean, you gotta be joking. So, I mean, brands like Dior, they're definitely like slipping a little bit. You see brands, they're slipping. They're just like not realizing that when they do certain things, it is ruining their image, basically. And they need to have more control over their whole supply chain. They need to have more control over who is manufacturing their bags, who is coming up with the designs, and just have more of a transparency as well with their customers. Like, at least Hermes will say it is made of this material. It is, we used this technique to make the leather. But other brands will not do that. Like, they will not be as transparent. And that is why the customers don't think it's worth the money anymore, because they want to know what are they paying for. I think that is the key. You have to really describe the craftsmanship. I think that is the main thing about luxury. It has to be high quality. I think that to me is like the main thing, high quality. But it's not the thing to anyone, to everybody. Not everything that is high quality is desirable. Like, there's the novelty aspect, it's the brand, and that plays a lot into the price as well. And of course, the marketing. If you're paying celebrities to endorse your brand, if you're giving away bags to influencers all the time, then yeah, there's going to be a cost in that. And you, the consumer, are going to be paying for that cost, believe it or not. So anyways, what do you think, guys? Do you think luxury novelty pieces are worth it? Do you think Hermes is totally not worth it? I still think it's worth it because I buy it, but I am a little bit hypnotized. But I understand. I really hope in the future that brands do focus more on their quality. I think they are. There is rumors that Dior is trying to take action with what has happened, and I think even, you know, with brands like Chanel, who knows, that could go either way. You know, who's going to be the next designer? Are they going to start making bags of higher quality? Sales have been dropping, so they have to do something to bring that client back in, right? And I think a lot of the main reason why people aren't shopping luxury anymore is it's too seasonal and they're not well crafted pieces. You can get better things at Coach sometimes, which is insane, and it's so much cheaper. So that's something that people really value right now. They want pieces that they can buy and they can really use and enjoy. You know, that minimalist kind of mindset. So anyways, thanks for listening to my video. I know I was rather blabby today, but yes, thanks for watching and I'll talk to you on my next one. Bye!